What you're about to see is behind the scenes of a well-intentioned video crew attempting to film a situation where deadly yellow jackets swarm from an underground nest and attack an unsuspecting person at work. Let's watch as one of the crew stirs up the underground nest.
They don't like that camera. See if you grab that camera before it drops. Stop, Dave. Stop. Watch it!
Now that's a gotcha in anybody's book. But anytime you pull a gotcha, there's a good chance you could end up the loser in the process. It all depends on how you approach the situation. So, what's a gotcha? G-O-T-C-H-A. It's a gamble on the chance he'll attack. Gotchas that involve stinging insects can be humorous, or sometimes they can be very serious or even deadly if you forget to think ahead on the job. Here are several true-life stories direct from telephone technicians about different work situations with a few tips on the insects that are likely to attack on the job. I think you'll identify with each of these gotchas.
I was in the process of climbing a pole, and we opened a lot of closures in order to splice cable and to cut into new terminals and everything. And if you're not careful, when you open an old closure, these wasps build nests in areas such as this right here, and they'll just come out and you don't have anywhere to go. You're sitting on that pole and you can't drop because you're going to hurt yourself. So you either get stung or yell for a buddy to bring you some wasp spray. You try to just stay still, you know, and let them fly around you. But when you're sweating a lot, you know, you're just plain scared.
Of all the things that can come between you and your job, there are several you really need to know about. Let's start by talking about wasps. A wasp nest is small in the spring and grows larger throughout the summer. Nests are usually tucked away in shaded areas and inside sheltered equipment and are not easily seen. During warm days, many of the wasps and yellow jackets are out foraging for food, but at dusk they return. On cool days, wasps can congregate on top of the nest, sometimes out of sight. There are always guards defending the nest, and when disturbed, they release an alarm pheromone. This pheromone is a chemical that alerts others on the nest to attack. Wasp spray, when used correctly, kills the guards quickly, so they do not have the time to release the alarm pheromone. So returning foragers that are not on alert will become confused and fly away. Do not attempt to swat returning wasps or yellow jackets. This may cause them to attack. Always look for wasps, yellow jackets, or hornets swarming out of sheltered equipment or near adjacent nesting sites. Tap the equipment lightly and look for emerging insects. In this situation, yellow jackets swarmed out when the latter hit the cable. To prevent stings while spraying, protect exposed skin. Be sure to always start with several full cans. In these situations, you don't want to run out. Sometimes aerosol cans can lose pressure when exposed to extreme heat or extended storage. So give the spray a short burst away from the nest as an added precaution. Then be sure the wind is blowing in the direction you are going to spray. When you encounter wasps or yellow jackets nesting in equipment, first look for an entrance hole. Spray in that hole. Then carefully open and continue spraying until all insects are unable to fly. To avoid falling wasps, do not stand directly beneath the nest. Remember to begin by spraying the nest liberally to contact as many wasps as possible. On large nests, some wasps will be behind the nest and cannot be reached with the spray. These will fly away because they received little or no spray. Remove the nest from the immediate work site because foraging wasps will try to return to the nest. Be sure to inspect for corrosion and damaged conductors. Wasps, as well as other insects, can chew the insulation from conductors, resulting in corrosion or interrupted service. There are a couple of things you need to know about hornets. They are larger than wasps and yellow jackets and are black with yellow or white marks. As you can see here, this hornet's nest is well hidden and contains several hundred hornets. Therefore, hornets should be removed by a professional. Be aware, hornets' nests may be difficult to see because they blend well with surrounding vegetation. Caution, Hornets are very aggressive. Do not attempt to remove the nest yourself. Call a professional.
I'm a lineman. I was working out in the country one day and had the call of nature, and so I took to the woods. Next thing I did, I stepped up and took my foot off the yellow jacket's nest, and they chased me out of the woods, and I came back loaded with 2 cans of wasp spray and got them all. But it was a scary experience, I'm telling you.
Let's start here by talking more about yellow jackets. Yellow jackets are small with black and yellow stripes. As many as 5,000 may be in one nest. Yellow jackets normally build their nests in the ground or in a depression, such as that left by a rodent's nest, so they're really hard to see right away. So look around. They may also be found inside utility poles and equipment, aerial and buried. They can get in almost anywhere. For example, yellow jackets nested in this closure through a hole made by a squirrel. Let's now discuss a treatment in the ground. Again, always have several cans of spray available. Remember to check each can before spraying, and remember to cover exposed skin. At any time, whether at work or at home, as shown here, as you approach any in-the-ground situation, begin spraying with a sweeping motion while walking toward the entrance hole. This will kill yellow jackets guarding the entrance before they can alert others to an intruder. Then, from a safe distance, direct the spray into the entrance hole. Larger nests may have more than one entrance, so look for them. Immediately after spraying, cap the nest entrance with a large rock or block of wood. Like wasps, the foraging yellow jackets returning to the nest will become confused after a few minutes and will eventually fly away.
Well, we were going down to Bibb County and to hang what we call an H fixture to mount an RT cabinet and power cabinet. Got our RT cabinet hung up on the thing. Well, in the bottom of this RT cabinet, you got to drive what we call hard heads or drive screws, and they're about as big as your finger to keep it in place. Well, as big as I am, they ain't but 16 inches clearance from the bottom of that thing to the ground, so I have to lay down to do that. Well, I'll get down there and I'm driving this thing in there. Also, this bumblebee comes flying around. Well, you know, I swat at it. Well, it left. Well, I commenced to hitting it again. Well, he come back. He gets in my beard. And I swatted again. I thought I got it. Well, I didn't get it. I guess I just made him mad. He went around. He left for a minute or two. And I started nailing my thing again. This sucker comes back around, comes up under that thing where I was at. No way to move, no way to run. And comes right up this left nostril. There's not much, you know, there ain't much way to get a bumblebee out of the inside of your nose. But he stung me, and about the only way I could get him out, I just squeezed him and pulled him out.
Let's continue by talking about bumblebees. Bumblebees are large, black, yellow, and hairy bees. Their nests are usually located in the ground, in pine straw, in mulch, and in piles of old lumber. Bumblebees can be very difficult to control because their nests are so hard to find. But when you do find one, treat the nesting area with the same procedure as a yellow jacket's nest. Now let's continue on with another hidden situation, and honeybees. Honeybees are relatively small, hairy, and yellowish-brown in color. Honeybee nests, or hives, are usually found in beekeeper white box hives, and occasionally in a wall space or tree hollow. Honeybees are rarely found nesting in utility equipment. However, if a nest is found, it should be removed by a professional.